Haha! Hey everybody. It's Pastor Steve Meldy from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to another edition of Faith-Filled Friday. Give me just like 30 seconds. We'll let the signal go out, and then I'll start with today's faith reminder or faith challenge. Drink up. Welcome. It is Friday, January 24th in the year of our Lord 2025. January's almost over. That means 11 months till Christmas. Does that scare you a little bit? Don't let it. Last week I told you about my screaming goat. This week, look what I got. A screaming Christmas goat. I'm not scared about Christmas coming. I'm excited. I love it. I know it's crazy busy for us who work in the church, but it's such a great time. So anyway, today is Friday, January 24th, the year of our Lord 2025. This is Steve Meldy, pastor of Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to another edition of Faith-Filled Friday, where I like to come on at Fridays at noon Tucson time and just give a little faith challenge and reminder. Today I want to read to you from the word from Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord is God. It's he that made us, and we are his. We're his people, like the sheep of his pasture. So enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness is to all generations. Two things about this one that struck me as I was reading it earlier this morning, and I'm not sure why I was drawn to it, but here I am. It begins by saying, make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. And I wonder, what kind of noise are we making? I make a lot of noise. It's not always joyful, especially when it's cold and dark and I have to get up and out of bed. Blah. What kind of noise are you making? Is it a joyful one? Does it fill God's creation with the joy and wonder of who God is, especially in Jesus the Christ? Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. That includes you. That includes me. That's the kind of noise we need to make these days. Come on, let's make it. Check your noiseometer and make it ring to joyful. The second thing is that we're to come into God's presence with singing, with thanksgiving, with praise. That means our prayer life, when we come into that presence of God, even in prayer life, should be one of giving thanks. And I got to tell you, lately, I've been entering God's courts with a lot of questions, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of requests. And I forget sometimes to give thanks. Because God's steadfast love endures forever. His faithfulness is to all generations. I forget that sometimes. How about you? So it's just a reminder today. Check your noiseometer. What kind of noise are you making? Is it joyful? And when you come into God's presence, when you really focus in on God, are you also saying thank you? I hope so. This is Steve Meldy, pastor of Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Faith-Filled Friday. Checking in on Psalm 100. Have a good day, everybody.